He told me his phone died when I tried to reach him all day. The next morning, our smart home camera system uploaded a clip to the cloud. It was him, letting in someone with a suitcase. I played it on the living room TV when he walked in. No words, just pressed play. I live in Lakewood, Colorado. It's about 20 minutes outside Denver. Quiet neighborhood, mostly families and older folks. I've lived here with my husband Travis for almost 5 years now. We bought the house together after we got married. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. 3 bedrooms, open kitchen, a tiny back patio where we drink wine in the summer. I thought we were solid. I work as a dental hygienist. Long hours, early mornings. Travis works in real estate, so his schedule is all over the place. Sometimes he's home all day, other times he's showing houses from morning to night. I never thought twice about it. Trusted him completely. Last Thursday, I had the day off. The office was closed for a deep cleaning. Travis knew that. We talked about it earlier in the week, how I was looking forward to a quiet day, catching up on laundry, maybe baking something. I texted him around 9 a.m., just a sweet little message like I usually do. Morning, babe. Coffee's too strong today, miss you. No reply. I figured he was busy. Happens all the time with his job. At 11:30 a.m., I sent another, lunch later. Still nothing. By 2 p.m., I was getting irritated. I called him. Straight to voicemail. At 5, I sent, hey, just checking in. Everything okay? Nothing. By 6:30, I was pacing around the house. I even checked our smart home app to see if he'd come in without me noticing, but the last activity was from early morning. I texted again at 7:15, call me when you can. Getting worried. No call. At 10:07 p.m., the front door opened. I was sitting on the couch in my pajamas, trying to stay calm but already imagining the worst. Car accident, hospital, something bad. He walked in like nothing happened. Hey babe, he said, tossing his jacket on the back of the chair. Sorry, phone died. Total mess of a day. I was running from one side of town to the other. Didn't even get a chance to charge it. He was cool. Too cool. He kissed my forehead like everything was normal and started heading toward the shower. I didn't say much. Just stood there. Something didn't sit right. His tone, the way he moved, how fast he brushed it off. But I let it go. Or at least, I acted like I did. The next morning, at exactly 6:32 a.m., my phone buzzed. It was a push notification from our smart home system, motion detected. New clip uploaded to cloud. It was routine. The system does that whenever someone comes through the front door. I opened the app. The clip was from the night before, 7:42 p.m. timestamp right there on the screen. The video started with the front door unlocking. Travis stood there, back to the camera. A woman stepped inside. She had long brown hair, a suitcase, and a tired but familiar smile. She said something to him. I couldn't hear it, but the way she looked at him made my stomach turn. He reached for her bag, kissed her on the cheek, and let her in like it was normal. Like she belonged here. I stared at the screen for at least 10 minutes. I replayed the clip 3 times. Then I sat at the kitchen table, phone in hand, breathing hard, but not crying. I couldn't even feel anger yet. Just a kind of cold. Like everything inside me shut off. I didn't call him, didn't text. I waited. Made coffee. Fed our cat like I always did. Cleaned up the counter. Then I loaded the clip onto our living room TV through the smart hub. Paused it right at the moment she kissed him. Travis came out of the bedroom around 7:45. He was wearing gym shorts and rubbing his eyes. I didn't say a word. He looked at me, confused. Hey, you okay? I didn't answer. Just reached for the remote. Pressed play. The room went silent except for the sound of the door unlocking on the clip. Then her footsteps. Her voice. That kiss. He stopped moving. Stared at the screen like he was seeing a ghost. His mouth opened, but no words came out. I stood there, arms crossed, watching him. Waiting. He turned to me, but I didn't flinch. Didn't speak. I just kept my eyes on the screen. I wanted him to sit in it. Feel it. No yelling. No crying. Just the cold truth, staring back at him from his own system. And I wasn't done. He didn't say anything at first. His face turned pale. He kept blinking like maybe the video would change. Like maybe it was fake, or maybe I wouldn't press play again. But I did. I played it twice. Made sure he watched every second. After the second round, he finally moved. He stepped back from the screen and rubbed his face like he was trying to wake up from a bad dream. Carla, I can explain. I laughed. I actually laughed. Can you? I asked. My voice didn't even sound like mine. It was lower. Steady. Go ahead. I've got time. He looked around like the right words might be hiding in the corners of the room. Then he said the dumbest thing anyone could say in that moment. She's just a friend. She needed a place to stay for the night. She was going through something. I stared at him. She brought a suitcase. She was coming from the airport. Her brother kicked her out. I shook my head. Travis, do you think I'm stupid? He took a step toward me. No, of course not. But nothing happened, Carla. She stayed in the guest room. I swear. I didn't answer. I just turned and walked into the guest room. It was spotless. Like someone had just left. The bed was made. The trash can was empty, but I checked it anyway. Nothing there. But then I opened the closet. A faint smell of perfume hit me. Not mine. Not anything I've ever worn. Something floral. Sweet and cheap. I looked under the bed. A receipt. Pink. From Walgreens. Dated 2 days ago. A travel-sized deodorant, 2 toothbrushes, toothpaste, and condoms. Condoms. I walked back to the living room and dropped the receipt in his lap. He stared at it like it might catch fire. I found this in the guest room. He opened his mouth again, but closed it just as fast. There was nothing left to say. He'd been caught. Fully. No more lies. No more smooth talking. That silence? That's what I'd been waiting for. I want you out, I said. Today. He blinked fast. What? You heard me. You have until tonight to pack. You let her in here like this was your place. Like I don't exist. You think you're gonna keep sitting on my couch drinking out of my coffee mugs. Carla, please. You're overreacting. I snapped. Overreacting. You disappeared all day, lied straight to my face, and let some woman sleep here, maybe in our bed, maybe not. I don't even care at this point, and you think I'm just gonna what? Forgive you? Be your doormat. He finally got mad. You don't even know what I've been dealing with. You think everything's so perfect, but you don't listen to me anymore. You don't even care what I go through. I pointed to the screen. You want to talk about being ignored? You think dragging some other woman into my house is how you deal with that? He didn't respond. Instead, he went into the bedroom and slammed the door. I sat down on the couch and stared at the TV where the clip had frozen on his face. That face I used to trust. The one I kissed every morning before work. It looked different now. Empty. I didn't cry. Not yet. But I knew this wasn't the end. Because I wasn't done either. He didn't leave that day like I told him to. He stayed in the bedroom for hours. I heard him packing, maybe. Or maybe just sitting on the bed, staring at the wall. I didn't care. I didn't talk to him again that night. I stayed in the guest room. The same one she had stayed in. I stripped the sheets first, dumped them in the washer, and slept on the bare mattress. In the morning, I expected him to be gone. He wasn't. He was sitting at the kitchen table, drinking coffee like it was just another day. Carla, please, he started. You're acting like I killed someone. I didn't even look at him. You need to leave. He shook his head. I'm not going anywhere. My name's on the mortgage too. This is my house. That stopped me cold. I looked up at him, slow. You're really gonna go there? He didn't answer. That's when I realized something. He wasn't sorry. Not really. He was just pissed he got caught. The guilt? It had burned off. Now it was just ego. Now it was about control. I stood up, grabbed my bag, and left. I drove straight to my sister's place in Arvada. I hadn't told her yet. I didn't want to say it out loud until I was sure I could get through the words without breaking. But when she opened the door and saw my face, she didn't ask questions. Just let me in, poured me coffee, and sat down. I told her everything. And when I showed her the clip, she looked at me and said, "You can't let him stay in that house. He's the one who wrecked it." I nodded. I'm not done yet. I went back that evening. Travis was in the garage, sorting through some boxes like he was setting up camp. Like he thought this was going to blow over. I walked into the living room, pulled out my phone, and opened the smart system again. See, what Travis forgot was that the house was in both our names, but the smart home account, that was mine. I paid for it, managed it, and I'd just changed the settings before I got back. He came in right as I said, "Alexa, arm system. Lock all doors." He froze. "What the hell are you doing?" I didn't answer. Just stared at him. "You said it's your house too. But that doesn't mean I have to live in it with you. You can't lock me out." I didn't. Yet. "But you should know the cameras work both ways." He scoffed. "You gonna spy on me now?" "No," I said, calm as ever. "Just making sure nothing else walks in with a suitcase." That night, I emailed his boss. Petty? Maybe. But real estate licenses depend on reputation, and I had the video. And I knew because Travis had told me himself that he had been showing the house of one of their VIP clients when he went off the radar. That client turned out to be the woman in the video. I found her name in the system's facial recognition log. I matched it with a photo Travis had posted from a work event last year. She wasn't just some random woman. She was a client. I sent it all in. Video clip, receipt photo, timeline. I laid it out like a report. And 2 days later, Travis got a call. He lost the client. And a suspension from his agency while they investigated personal misconduct involving company property and clients. That's when the panic kicked in. Suddenly, he wanted to talk. Suddenly, he wanted therapy, second chances, sit-downs at the dinner table. I wasn't done watching him lose things yet. Travis kept trying to talk to me after he got suspended. He tried soft words. Then guilt. Then anger. He even tried to guilt-trip me for ruining his career. "You didn't have to do all that," he said one night, standing in the hallway like a shadow. "You went nuclear over one mistake." I looked right at him. "You made that choice. You brought her into our house. You lied. Don't act like I did this to you." He stared, and for a second I saw it, the hate under his skin. The way he looked at me like I was the one who betrayed him. It made me feel nothing. I was past the pain, past the shock. I was in the fire now, and I wanted him to burn with me. I filed for divorce that same week. Served him the papers while he was still arguing with his boss about getting reinstated. He tried to fight it, said he wanted the house, said he'd sue for everything. But I had more than the video. Remember the cameras? They didn't just catch her arriving. They caught everything, including a second night. One I hadn't watched right away because I didn't want to see it. But when he threatened me, I opened that footage. And yeah, she was in the master bedroom. My bed. Our bed. They weren't just talking. I sent that video to my lawyer. Suddenly Travis wanted to settle. I got the house. He got his stuff in boxes on the curb, picked up by a buddy who looked more embarrassed than helpful. I thought it was over after that. But it wasn't. A few weeks later, I got a call from a blocked number. I let it go to voicemail. It was her. The woman. Her voice was shaking. "Carla, I didn't know he was married. He told me you were separated. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't call back. I didn't need to, but I kept the voicemail. Because part of me did want to hear her say it out loud. That she was sorry. That she didn't know. That he was just as much a liar to her as he was to me. I wasn't innocent either. I'll admit that. I could have just left him. I could have kicked him out quietly, filed for divorce, and moved on. But I didn't. I wanted revenge. I needed it. I needed him to feel small. Lost. Like he made me feel that night I saw the clip. And maybe that made me someone I don't fully like now. But I'd be lying if I said I regret it. Because some men think they can cheat and lie and still keep everything. Their homes, their image, their control. Not this time. Not with me. I kept the house. Repainted every wall he ever touched. Changed the locks. Sold the bed. Tore out the carpet. Got new sheets. New furniture. Even got a new cat. I tell people now, you can survive betrayal. You can even survive heartbreak. But if you ever install smart cameras, make sure you own the cloud account. Trust me, it's worth it.